You see where this whole notion about a white supremacy or all these white people came and the suppression and we have to unite under black got to stick together. A lot of this shit be centered around immigration. So when we look back in the early colonies in the early colonies, we have Benjamin Franklin who have a problem with immigration. See, white folks is not his problem. It's niggas. Because see, when we talk about these people coming who bringing niggas from Europe, it said, which leads me to add one remark that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. So where's all of these white people that's doing all these heinous crimes to you? Because at this moment here, it's very small. I'm talking about in the world, nigga. All Africa, black Tunny, Asia, chiefly Tunny, America exclusively of the newcomers. So everybody black except these new niggas that's coming in America already being established. There's already a people here and there's already a foundation here. Let's walk. Because see, when we come up, it's like Europe is generally fully set of husband manufacturers and therefore cannot now much increase in people. America, chiefly occupied by Indians, okay? Meaning that when the European got here, that this motherfucker was already occupied by someone, and they were Indians. Check. America is chiefly occupied by Indians. And then he come back and he say, Asia Tunny, America Tunny. These people here were dark-skinned, copper-colored Indians. Today be misnomer as black. But not only them, he say, and in Europe, the Spaniards, the Italians, the French, the Russians, the Swedes, all of these people are black. All of this immigration that's coming here, these indentured servants, coming from Europe, the islands, in these different places, these people are black. So when we're saying, if we start at 1870, family, we'll miss this. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Say, man, this Big Chief on the mic. I'm going to be mad if I'm on my Joe Jack shit. Joe Jack, first time Joe Jack read the mic, he said, say, man, if they don't write you in this shit, if they make a movie or anything, bro, without mentioning you in this shit, bro. See, when I met them, they was going to start at 1776. Check. Before it was even something called a Twitter space, when I met FBA and I met ADOS, they were going by 1865, and then they went to 1776. They were trying to figure these things out. You know how they stopped, how they got off of that? They talked to Big Chief. I don't want no credit. It ain't none of that shit, bro. But we gonna keep this shit gangster. See, because the numbers keep changing. And every time they change, guess what? It's a reason why we're telling them, no, we cannot do it like that. Shout out to Tariq. Tariq got 1526, but if we're going to be honest about it, 1526 at that time, the Spanish still didn't get a settlement. Listen, the Spanish, they tried to have 8 missions. 1526 mission was failed. What they did do was able to get away with slaves. So if that's the point that he was bringing in, then I agree with that. They were taking slaves out of the Low Country and out of Florida, Wiley area, and they were taking them as bondage overseas with them. The Spanish didn't get their settlement until 1565. All right, so we're going to go 1563, because remember, you got to get Fort Caroline in there first with the Protestants. That mission fell, boom, then 65. They get their mission going. Later on that year, they end up going to war with the Temucans. See, this shit you can't get nowhere but from BCU. But when they ask you why we can't go by this, it's a reason. And we're not just saying it because we on some whole ass shit. No, we really genuinely trying to help. So that 1870 shit, goddamn, nigga, in the 1700s, all of these is niggas. We don't want to go by all niggas together, 1870, we all together, we done created something. We can't do that. Because half these whole ass niggas participated in what went down. Let's walk. We just showed you the slave master. This nigga was enslaving niggas. The nigga, the worstest of the slave master, beat the shit out you. Yeah, starving you, giving you less. It was the niggas who was on that type of time. And we have a census on it from 1790 to 1860. That means, goddamn nigga, a whole 10 years later, now we want to start the clock. The damage has been done. Colonial immigration war is what we called it. And then, for the black title, man, a lot of people want the reparations on the black. To be honest, bro, a black nigga ain't gonna get shit. And shout out to Miss Dunn with her flip-flopping ass. She's a flip-flopper. But I got love for Miss Dunn. Dunn told me, say, man, that's not what you told us last year. You said a black nigga ain't getting shit if you black and da. Yeah, nigga, them ADOS niggas was like, shit, y'all done hospitalized us, life flighted us. You feel me? You niggas done life flighted us and shit, nigga, I'm missing 2 front teeth, nigga, for coming around y'all. And then, the ass whooping made me went and go get my paperwork. They went and made me know my family story. They made me. So we just got to be real about this shit, because a black nigga ain't owed nothing. Because a black nigga don't exist, bro. And so, back in the game, they had some shit called, what they call it, a black labor organization right now, but it was the colored. All right? Back then, all that shit was colored. A number of black labor organizations existed in northern states and cities among borders between northern and southern states before the U.S. Civil War. Their primary activity is directed towards finding employment and providing education and job training for blacks. These groups included Mutual Relief, established in 1806, the Negro Convention. So it was Negro, it wasn't black yet. Very important. Because if they trap you in the black and try to give you reparations on the black, what about the colored reparations? What about the mulatto and the what about the colored reparations? What about the mulatto reparations? What about and I even throw this in here, the freedmen reparations. Check. Now, before there were any of these things, these are just statuses that have no standing in law in the U.S. jurisdiction. Outside of that is their true state, who they really are. The indigenous people of here. They're tribal people with tribal governments who the U.S. jurisdiction overran and said they wasn't going to respect. And so their deal was to bring them into citizenship, and that would take away their sovereignty as indigenous people. We're saying we don't want to go by the titles. We want to go back to what we were before we were misclassified in this U.S. jurisdiction, which we have no standing in law. Let's walk. And so this is, out of these is what you get your boulets. Check. So in the 60s, 1860s, like I say, immigration have always been tied around this shit. I hope y'all on the like button, family, because what we gonna do is we got some giveaways only if niggas doing the right thing, though. And we got some good shit. We're gonna take care of the fam. Now, you had the Homestead Act come. Now, this is white immigration. Cause remember, what he say, all these niggas over here, 1700 shit. Now we in the 1800s. And so in the 1800s, the Homestead Act was the first comprehensive accommodating immigration law, encouraging people to come to the United States while providing the necessary requirements for citizenship. So like I just told y'all, this is a game where they trying to put people into their jurisdiction. At this time, they can't win down in the South. They trying to get down there. You already got a political party down there. Not only that you have a political party down there, but you have a population of people who are outside of your jurisdiction. Check. So how can I come in here and say, I got 300 people and I'm living in a place where you have motherfucking 12,000 people. So I need to compete. And so what they do is they start bringing in European immigration. The Homestead Act 1862 allowed anyone over 21 years of age or the head of a house to apply for a free federal land with no simple stipulations. Be a citizen of the United States. This is very important. I keep bringing this citizenship up, okay? Because that's theirs. This is their jury. They're building it. It's just 1860. They make you think they had their shit together forever, but they didn't. And now this is when you send the white people come. We don't want it, all of those race bait, all of that old black history, where they gave it to you that the white man's you inferior to him and all that. No, let's talk about what really happened. So if you're over 21, you can get federal land with simple stipulations. All you had to do was be a citizen of the United States or legally declare their intent to become one. Okay? And you couldn't have fought against the United States or aided their enemies of the United States. Now, this is very important that we circle this right here. Now, one of the reason why they had the problem, you could not fight against the United States, because this is U.S. expanding coming down south. At this time, what is taking place, you had your early treaties in the early, when they was creating Cherokee and the Creeks, and they were coming down south. You had those early wars that later developed into what they call the Seminole Wars. And that was fought all the way up into this time. So they didn't want to give it to these people. This would become another problem in the Civil War when they opened up the USCTs, United States Colored Troops, understanding that a lot of these people fought against them in the wars of 1812 and also these wars with the enemy, with the Seminoles. A lot of these people did have affiliations with British or maybe French, and so we got to take all of these things in consideration. Very, very important, because there some Indians did benefit from this, but these were the people who would train these immigrants to come in, how to till the land, how to build houses, and really assist them on how to the industrial system that they had going on, hunting. You know, these different type of methods. These Indians that would go with them, they would assist in developing these people along with this. What else we have? Another example is the Homestead Act. The Homestead Act allowed white immigrants from Europe to make homestead claims so long as they filed a declaration of intent to become a citizen. The United States government went on a major publicity campaign in Europe, okay? Distributing pamphlets that advertised the high wages. They told you got high wages, you got a lot of land, you got the women beautiful. And I'm going to tell you something, it's the same thing he did. Okay, you know what he told them? He said, land is plenty in America and so cheap that laboring man that understand husbandry can in a short time save money enough to purchase a piece of new land sufficient for a plantation, right? And what he telling him, if you come over here and get your little coin, you can marry an Indian, bro. And then by the time you have your kids and shit, the land, y'all can keep racking up on the land. This had always been a plan. This is what he told him. He say, so whereon he may subsist a family, such are not afraid to marry. He's saying that the women not afraid to marry. They even look for enough for it to consider how their children, when grown up, are able to provide for it. They see that the more land is to be had, the race equally easy, all circumstances considered. And so, like, this was their play, then and now. Okay, so while this is taking place, getting our people to leave, I mean, they bringing this immigration in. You have the AME church and these boys coming out of the north. They're going to come up with a play to get the people off of the land. They're going to move the Indians off of the land now. All this shit going on at the same time. All right, and so we talking about immigration. Every time this immigration conversation come up, it's going to have something to do with politics. Every time this immigration conversation come up, you're gonna have to have an enemy. It's gonna be a war within it, this immigration. Now at this time, these people that are coming over, these immigrants coming over from Europe, they don't have the skill. Check. It's no different than the early colonies when they first came over. They didn't possess the skill, so they were so in debt to the Indians because they got to show me how to do this shit first. You hear me? Go walk, man.